Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Ashok Babu, working as Professor and Head, AC Department. In this video, I am going to discuss about the Brewster angle, total internal reflection and surface impedance. So what is a Brewster angle, what is a total internal reflection, what is the surface impedance, like this. So here in previous video, we have discussed about the parallel polarization. So in the parallel polarization, we have some equation is there. So in that equation here, I am directly taking that particular equation, numerator part of that particular equation, and the numerator of the equation is root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 minus sine square theta 1. Root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 minus sine square theta 1 is equal to epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 into cos theta 1. So here if we equate the equation to 0, then we have the expression like this. Then if you simplify the equation, so here epsilon square on both sides. Here if you square on both sides and equate the terms, it is epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 minus sine square theta 1 is equal to, so it is epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square into sine square theta 1. Sine square theta 1. So here if we simplify the expression, so in place of cos theta 1, no need to assume cos theta 1. So here square on both sides. If you square on both sides, here epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 minus sine square theta 1 equal to, here it is epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square into cos square theta 1 into cos square theta 1. Cos square theta 1 means 1 minus sine square theta. Therefore it is epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square into 1 minus sine square theta 1. Therefore it becomes epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square into sine square theta 1. Sine square theta 1. So this is the expression after simplification. So here if we rearrange the equation and simplify the equation, here we have epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square. Epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square into sine square theta 1 is equal to, sine square theta 1 equal to, it is epsilon 2 into epsilon 1 minus epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2. Epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2. So here just I am rearranging the equation. So here I am moving the equation towards left hand side and epsilon 2 towards the right hand side and take LCM on both sides. Therefore here like this, epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square sine square theta 1 minus, already it is sine square theta 1 is there, which is equal to it is epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So in both this equation we have sine square theta is common. Therefore it is sine square theta 1 into epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square minus 1, which is equal to epsilon 2 square by epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So just take LCM and simplify the equation. We have epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square into sine square theta 1 is equal to epsilon 2 into epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2. So from this equation, we can write the sine square theta 1. Here, just like a square minus b square is there. A square minus b square equal to a minus b into a plus b. So here we can cancel the epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 on both sides. Therefore here we have epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. Therefore sine square theta 1 equal to epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. Similarly, we can write the expression for cos square theta 1. Cos square theta 1 equal to, it is epsilon 1 by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. So tan theta 1 equal to root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So at this angle, which is called the Brewster angle, there is no reflected wave when the wave is incident parallel or vertical polarized. And the wave is incident on a parallel or vertically polarized wave. So if the incident wave is not entirely parallel polarized, there will be some reflection, but the reflected wave will be entirely perpendicular to the horizontal polarization. So here, if we'll discuss the total internal reflection. So in total internal reflection, let us assume here epsilon 1 is some epsilon 1 and epsilon 2 for the media 1 and media 2. If epsilon 1 is greater than epsilon 2, both reflection coefficients given by the previous equation, and equation 1 becomes a complex numbers. So because of the complex numbers, here we can define the sin theta 1 is greater than root of epsilon by epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So here the reflection is total, provided that the reflection is total, provided that theta 1 is great enough, and also provided that media 1 is denser than the media 2. Let us assume there are two media. It is media 1 and media 2. So here the media 1 is denser than the media 2. Then the total wave will be reflected. The total reflection does not imply that there is no field in media. So here the total internal reflection is widely used in binocular optics, where the glass prisms are employed to shorten the instrument, thus making it easier to carry. So here the total internal reflection states that when a wave is incident from a denser medium to rarer medium at an angle equal to or exceeding the critical angle, the wave will be totally reflected back. The wave will be totally internally reflected back. So I repeat the definition once again. The total internal reflection states that when a wave is incident from a denser medium to the rarer medium at an angle equal to or exceeding the critical angle, the wave will be totally reflected. This is known as total internal reflection. Next, we'll discuss the surface impedance. So here we know that generally impedance can be defined as E Z equal to V by I. But here we are defining the surface impedance as surface impedance Zs is equal to E tan by Js. E tan by Js, where E tan is the electric field parallel to under the surface of the conductor, where Js is a linear current density that follows as a result of E tan. Js is a current density, E tan is a electric field tangential component. So here the linear current density Js represents the total conduction current per meter with the following thin sheet, with meter width for flowing in the thin sheet. I repeat once again, the linear current density Js, represents the total conduction current per meter width flowing in the thin sheet. Here the current distribution in y direction is given by J is equal to J naught into e power minus gamma y, where J naught is the current density at the surface. So here, because it is exponentially decreasing one, so here we can express the expression as current density J is equal to J naught into e power minus gamma y. So it is assumed that the thickness of the conductor the thickness of the conductor is very much greater than the depth of penetration, so that there is no reflection from the back surface of the conductor. Like that, we need to choose the conductor. So here the total conduction current per meter width, that is the linear current density, can be defined as this Js is equal to integral 0 to infinity J into dy, where J can be J naught into e power minus gamma y. Therefore, J naught into integral 0 to infinity e power minus gamma y into dy. So here if you integrate the equation, it is Js is equal to minus J naught by gamma into e power minus gamma y between the limits 0 to infinity. Therefore, the expression is J naught by gamma. But J naught is the current density at the surface. So therefore, we can define the J naught as J naught is equal to sigma into E. Actually, according to the point form of Ohm's law, we know that J equal to sigma E. Using the same expression, here we can write the expression for J naught. J naught is equal to the sigma into E tangential, electric field tangential. Therefore, if we substitute in the expression, J is equal to, we have E tan by Js, which is equal to E tan by Js is nothing but J naught by gamma. Therefore, the equation becomes gamma into E tan by J naught. But if we substitute J naught equal to gamma into E tan, the expression for surface impedance Z is equal to gamma into E tan by gamma into E tan. Gamma into E tan by sigma into E tan. Therefore, E tan cancel each other. Therefore, the surface impedance Zs is equal to gamma by sigma. So here the surface gamma is the propagation constant, sigma is the conductivity. So therefore, the constant gamma for a propagation in conducting media was found to be gamma is equal to root of j omega mu into sigma plus j omega epsilon. So here if you take a common of sigma in the equation, j omega mu sigma into 1 plus j omega epsilon by sigma. So for perfect conductor, sigma by omega epsilon is very greater than 1. So here we have omega epsilon by sigma. The omega epsilon by sigma is very less than 1. Therefore, we can ignore this part. Therefore, we have gamma is equal to root of j omega mu into sigma. And here if you substitute in the above equation, therefore the surface impedance Z is equal to root of j omega mu sigma by sigma. So if you take the sigma into root, and sigma cancel each other, therefore we have root of j omega mu by sigma. So which is nothing but eta. Zs is equal to it is root of j omega mu by sigma, which is equal to intrinsic impedance, which is nothing but the intrinsic impedance. Therefore we can write surface impedance Zs is equal to intrinsic impedance for a perfect conductor. For a perfect conductor, surface impedance Zs is nothing but the intrinsic impedance. So for good conductors, the surface impedance of a plain conductor that is very much thicker than the skin depth is just equal to the characteristic impedance of the conductor. It means Zs is equal to eta, characteristic impedance or intrinsic impedance. So when the thickness of the plain conductor is not great compared with the depth of penetration, the reflection of wave occurs at the back surface of the conductor. Then the impedance can be defined as Zn is equal to eta into cot hy into L, where L is the length of the conductor. Cot h gamma L, where gamma is the propagation constant, L is the length of the conductor, eta is the intrinsic impedance or characteristic impedance. Next, for a good conductor, sigma is very greater than omega epsilon, and if the conductor thickness is very much greater than the depth of penetration, the surface impedance of a such conductor is just we had derived in previous slides. It is Zs approximately equal to root of j omega mu by sigma, which is equal to mu omega by sigma angle 45 degrees. In place of j, here we can write the angle 45 degrees. So here the surface resistance is Rs is equal to approximately equal to root of mu omega by 2 sigma, and surface reactance is Xs is approximately equal to root of mu omega by 2 sigma. And the depth of penetration in a conductor is delta is equal to root of 2 by omega mu sigma. And here the resistance Rs is equal to it is 1 by sigma into delta. So here the just we need to substitute in the equation. Therefore we can have the Rs value, resistance value. The surface resistance of a flat conductor at any frequency is equal to the DC resistance of a thickness delta of the same conductor, where delta is the depth of penetration or skin depth of a particular material. So this is about the skin depth. This is about the surface impedance of a material, a good conductor. So thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.